Malachi Riley is my breakout performer of the year. For the University of Arizona. You are not as high on Malachi Riley as me, correct?
No, I think your numbers are. I think you're doing what you do in basketball. I think Riley is good.
But 800 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Mike, you're going almost like Jacob Cowing numbers.
No, Cowing had like 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I need to see it.
Right,
which is fair. I like Riley. I think he's talented, but going from not playing to 800 yards is pretty.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. All right. I'm still going with it, though. I think also he's going to get a lot of single coverage, And I think that that's going to be something that is going to be very, very good because you got T-Mac on the other side. I also think, too, that Riley might be that dude that just needs to be able to take a little bit of time, that just needs to be able to, I don't know. I just like everything about him. And here's the thing about him, too. He gets behind the defense. That is one thing. He was always open.
I like Malachi Riley. You need to see it, right? Like I like Roy Bell.
It's a breakout player.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about before with projecting, which is really tough because it feels like the media too is projecting certain things from certain teams while ignoring other things. Like we can't talk about Jalen Daniels always being hurt and ignoring Cam Rising, but I watch a lot. I read a lot of power rankings and got some info and all that, and that's what we're doing. Like, why?
Right, exactly. So, all right, that's still what I'm going with. Now, what do you think for Malachi Riley then as far as a projection goes?
I think 600 yards and 5 touchdowns is fair.
All right, so we're basically quibbling over 200 yards and a couple touchdowns.
That's a lot.
I mean, all right. So who's going to take him away? Montana Lamonius Craig? Is that what you're calling for?
No, I think I don't think it's BS when Brennan says they're going to rotate. I think you're going to have a bunch of 300-yard receivers on the team. Right. I think Ray Mello. I think Patterson could get involved. I think, some of the younger guys. I just think they're going to spread the ball out a little bit more than Jed, who only played 3 receivers and 3 to 2.
Would you be surprised? Let me ask you this. Would you be surprised if Malachi Riley emerges, though, as that guy where we're looking at in a year and you're like, that's an NFL player?
No, not at all. He's super talented. Like the physical talent is absolutely there.
So I get people that ask me all the time. He's definitely starting.
That I don't know. I think it's an open competition. I really do. I really I would even. I think Montana's starting. I don't know how much he'll play, and I don't think he'll play as much as last year. But I think he starts because leadership, good kid, all that. T-Mac is starting. I think that 3rd spot's up for grabs.
Right. Interesting. All right. I guess.
But I think Malachi plays quite a bit.
So what you're saying then is that Montana Lamonius Craig is the only one besides T-Mac that is a guaranteed starter.
I think Montana starts. Bobby Wade spoke very highly of him.
Right. Is he undersized? No, I mean he's thin, but he's not he's thin, but he's not like,
something that actually worries me, and it's not really a worry because it's not a horrible thing, is whenever we see Riley, he makes the deep ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can he run intermediate routes? Like I'm not sure he can. Like we haven't seen him, and that's not any fault of his own. But he'll like disappear a little bit and then catch like a 60-yard bomb.
Right. Now that's so. I guess we will find that out. Now with the tight end position was been asked a multitude of times. This is Roberto Miranda's spot, man. Like I know it feels weird to say when you got Kean Burnett, when you've got Dorian Thompson, when you got a bunch of different dudes. That is his spot.
They're going to rotate a ton there.
Yeah, but I like him a lot though.
Yeah, I don't even think it matters who starts because you're going to also see a lot of. Based on what we saw in the spring, you're going to see a ton of 2 tight end sets. They got the tight ends in motion. I mean, they are using them big time. Miranda probably starts.